Hello children. In the chapter electricity, in the previous classes, we discussed the basic concept, especially the definition of electric current. What is electric current? We know the rate of flow of electric charge, I equal to Q by T. Then we defined potential difference. And then we discussed Ohm's law, V equal to IR. And then resistivity. In today's class, we will take one more basic concept, that is resistance of a system of resistors. When we say system, there will be at least two or more than two. That's what system. Okay, hence how to define that resistance of a system of resistors. Two or more resistors can be connected with each other. We know how to represent symbolically in electric circuit symbol the resistor that we know. Okay, next here take those resistors connected with each other by different combinational methods. For what purpose? Why we have to adopt different combination methods? Because in order to achieve the desired required resistance. What is that required? When we take the numerical problems, we will get a clear idea. Now just I will try to give you the definition. Combination methods in order to achieve the desired equivalent. Equivalent is nothing but the resultant. Because of what? The combination of two or more resistance, we get the resultant. The resultant we say equivalent resistance in a particular circuit. Okay, basically there are two methods of joining resistors. The first one is this, resistors in series. Next, resistors in parallel. Now we shall take resistors in series. What is the resistors in series? When two or more resistors. When two or more resistors. Look at children. R1. That means the resistance of first resistor is R1. Say this one. This is the electrical circuit symbol. R2. R2 stands for what? Resistance of the second resistor. R3. Resistance of the third resistor. These are connected end to end. Such a connection we say what? Resistors in series. Look at children now. When two or more resistors connected end to end, that is the key point, end to end to each other, then we say what? Connected in series. This figure depicts the complete connection. Okay, now look at this circuit diagram. This circuit diagram has three resistors connected in series, and here to find out the potential difference we need what? A device called voltmeter. That voltmeter is connected from this end to that end. Next, what? A cell or a battery that gives definite potential difference V, and then this is plus and minus. Plug key, then connecting wires. This completes what? Resistors in series. Here three resistors are connected in series. Now we shall try to find what? An equation, or even we could say formula, to calculate equivalent resistance when the resistors are connected in series. According to this circuit diagram, there are three resistors connected in series. Okay, here this V produces current I. This V produces current I in the circuit. What is that? Wherever there is a potential difference, there only we will have what? Flow of charges. Therefore, in this circuit, this V produces I. Now this I here Now, when this flows through this type of combination, that means connections, what happens here in R1, R2, R3, the same current I flows because they are connected end to end. But the potential difference across each resistor cannot be same. It differs. Say V1 is the potential difference across R1, and with respect to R2, say it is V2, with respect to R3 it is V3. Okay children, now have clear idea about this combination, that means this series. What is that? It is connected in this connection, connected in series end to end. Now, an applied potential V produces current I in the resistors that we know now, and R1, R2, R3 causing a potential drop V1, V2, V3, okay, respectively through each resistor. Now, therefore, what about the total potential? Total potential, according to this one here, we have what? V1, V2, V3. Therefore, total potential V equal to, how do you get total potential in this circuit? That is V, that means by using voltmeter we can get the total potential. What is the total potential? Sum of V1 plus V2 plus V3. V1 plus V2 plus V3 by Ohm's law. By Ohm's law. Do you remember that? Ohm's law. What is the mathematical form? V equal to IR. By Ohm's law, V equal to IR. Therefore, now V equal to this one children. V1, when V equal to IR, V equal to, okay, in place of V, here I write IR. R, even we can adjust here itself. This implies V equal to IR by Ohm's law. V1 IR1 IR2 plus IR3. How comes? By Ohm's law. By Ohm's law. Why R1, R2, R3? Because three different resistors having different resistances. Why can't it be I1, I2, I3? Because here same current flows. That's why here we have what? I. What is the common? IR equal to I common factor R1 plus R2 plus R3. I and I get cancelled mathematically. Therefore, finally, RS here I am introducing. What is that? S stands for equivalent resistance in series. RS equal to I and I get cancelled. Thus, we will have R1 plus R2 plus R3. If we have one more, we will have plus R4 and so on. Where RS is what? Equivalent resistance. That S subscript stands for series connection. Okay children, thus whenever the resistors are connected in series, what about equivalent resistance? It is sum of those R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay children, now the second method of connecting resistors is resistors in parallel. In this case, two or more resistors are connected simultaneously between two common points. So this is what we say parallel series, parallel combination, okay, parallel connection. Look at now, resistors in parallel. when two or more resistors are connected simultaneously between 2 points. Look at that, is very important. Simultaneously at the same time between 2 points to each other, then they are said to be connected in parallel combinations. Okay, in this case, now we shall try to get the equivalent resistance. Say now three resistors whose resistances are R1, R2 and R3 are connected between 2 points simultaneously. That's why they are said to be connected in parallel, and the common ends are connected to potential, that means voltmeter, so that we can measure potential difference. Okay, here main thing, because all are connected between two common points, that's why potential difference among those R1, R2, R3 will be the same one, that is V only. Okay, now this V in this V produces I in the circuit. This I, when it flows, when it enters here, now it divides. Same current will not flow, simple common sense. Now therefore here this is, because the current depends upon what? Resistance as well as potential difference and so on. Therefore here same here, and now it is being divided into three. Say this is I1, I2 and I3. That is the main difference between series connection and parallel, series combination and parallel. In case of series, same current. In case of parallel, it is not same, but I1, I2, I3. Then again, here I1, I2, I3, and then comes out as I. Now we shall try to calculate the equivalent resistance in this type of combination. Okay, here total current I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. I1 plus I2 plus I3. By Ohm's law, we know by Ohm's law says what? V equal to IR. Therefore, what is I? V by R. Hence, I equal to. So, this implies I equal to V by R. I1 equal to V by R1. No change in potential difference. Therefore, I1 equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. In bracket mention the reason Ohm's law. Ohm's law. Now therefore this implies V by R equal to V common 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. V and V get cancelled. Finally, we will have 1 by R. Here, I write this R as RP. P stands for parallel combination, equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So, this is the equation used to calculate the equivalent resistance, the resultant resistances of different resistors when they are connected in parallel. If three resistors are connected, then that is the formula or equation 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, children. One more subtopic. Heating effect of electric current. Just now we have seen what the meaning of resistance and also the combinations of resistors in parallel as well as what in series. What is the meaning of resistance? That we know what it is, nothing but the property of a resistor by virtue of it opposes the flow of current. Due to that opposition, due to that opposition, there will be what? Transformation, conversion of what? Electrical energy into what? Even heat energy. Okay, children. Now, therefore, that is the main aspect of the concept of this one. What is that? Heating effect of electric current. That heading itself clearly tells us what is that. In purely resistive circuits, any circuit, for example, electric stove and so on, the source of energy continuously gets dissipated entirely what? In the form of heat. So therefore here we find the conversion of electrical energy into heat energy due to mainly because of the resistance of the conductor. This is called the heating effect of electric current. If so, then that heating effect depends on some factors. Which are those? That is given by clearly Joule's law of heating. This law states that, what is that? The heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to the square of the current for a given resistor. Mathematically, we can write like this: H is proportional to I square. Okay, children. So therefore here H is proportional to I square. What is that? If the current flows continuously, if more current, more heat will be produced. That's what direct proportion. And also, if more resistance, when the current flows through the resistor, then if opposition is there, then we get what? The conversion of electrical into heat will be more. That's why the resistance for a given current, what is that? Heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to the resistance for a given what? Current, means here H is proportional to R, resistance of the resistance for a given current or given conductor, and then the time for which the current flows through the resistor. Therefore, here main aspect, another one, H is also proportional to the factor time. If we take more time, when current flows through that purely resistive circuit, more interval, then we get naturally more heat. Thus, mainly it depends upon the resistance of the conductor and the current, quantity of current, the magnitude of the current, and also what? The factor time. Combining all these three, we get what? H is proportional to. Okay, children, here H is proportional to I square RT, or finally H equal to I square RT. H stands for what? Heat generated, produced. I square, I current, R resistance, T is what? Time. So where H is heat, I electric current, R resistance, T is what? Time. This is what we said the heating effect of electric current. Very simple. Once again, just in brief, electrical energy can be converted into heat energy. That could be calculated by using this equation. This comes by which one? Joule's law of heating. Okay, children, another subtopic, electric power. In general, we know power, the rate of doing work like that. The same meaning here also. The rate at which electrical energy is consumed or the energy is dissipated like that. The rate at which energy is dissipated, transferred, consumed in an electric circuit is termed as, that circuit may be any device. Did you understand? Maybe electric stove, electric geyser, anything which consumes energy, so that heat is produced in such a way. Okay, heat is produced or light is given different way. Okay, even it may be electric fan, whatever it may be, What is that electric power? The rate at which energy is dissipated, transferred or consumed in an electric circuit is termed as electric power. The power then it is given by, okay, P stands for power. In general we know the rate at which work is done by any device. Okay, that work can also be replaced by energy. What is energy capacity to do work? E by T. E may be heat energy, H by T. Just now we have seen H is equal to I square RT by T. T get cancelled. So thus we have I square R. For power, we can have P equal to I square R. In Ohm's law, we know V equal to IR. Now therefore, this can be written as IR into I. What is IR, children? According to Ohm's law, V equal to IR. So thus, for power, we can have one more equation, VI. Look at here. In Ohm's law, we have three factors, V, I, R. So when we are known in any numerical problem, I and R, to calculate power, we can use this, I square R. Or VI. See here, when I and R, one more factor is not there. When V and I, resistance is not there. So we have IR, VI. Next, which is another relation. Now we have IR. Look at now. V equal to IR. We have IR. Okay. And then VI. Now we should have what? R. So therefore, R with I already it is there. VI. Therefore, since V equal to IR, what about I, children? I is V by R. So now in the next step, I write in place of I can be what? V by R. Hence V into V square by R. So thus we will have even one more relation for power, electric power, P equal to V square R. So like that, knowing I and R, P can be calculated, V and I, P is this, V square and R, P is this. Next, when electric power is there, in general we know what is that, what is the SI unit of power, whether it is mechanical, okay, it is SI unit is what? Watt. For electric power also the SI unit is what? Watt. During numericals, we will discuss all those in detail. So in today's lesson, so far we discussed main basic concepts. So what is that? Resistors can be connected in series. Resistors can be connected in parallel. And then heating effect of electric current. Now electric power. In all these basic concepts, we have definite equations for equivalent resistance in case of series connection. Resistors in series, we have what? Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. In case of parallel, 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Then for Joule's law, H equal to I square RT. For electric power, there are so many equations. In all this, we will do numericals in the next class, children. Thank you.